What's up, gamer dudes and gamer gals, and welcome to the live reaction of the Five Nights at Freddy's interview. I've been trying to look this darn thing up for like 5 minutes now, and it's not popping up on my suggestion bar or anything. I don't understand why. I might actually need to log into my other account, because this is bullcrap. I can't even find it here. You know what? I'm going to have to log into my other account. That's what I'm going to have to do. Oh my god. Are you kidding me, dude? I don't know if this is still going to be live streaming on the other channel, but I legit have to log into my other account because the video is not popping up. That is such baloney, dude. Oh my god, 15 people are watching. Welcome to the stream, guys. Okay, so we're finally here. Okay, so I need to freaking... Alright, so I need to check my subscriptions on my other channel because, yeah, it's not freaking letting me do the... Okay, here we go. Here we go, an interview with Scott Cawthon. Here we go, an hour, 33 minutes. Here we go, guys. The reaction to the interview with Scott Cawthon. Here we go, guys. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, everybody. Just going to say hi to all of you real quick. I'm going to load up the chat so I can talk to you guys. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Fax the Skeleton? What's going on, Joey Hudson? What's going on, Batsby, DCU, OTM? What's going on, Kyle the Jaguar? What's going on, Nick the Awesome? What's going on, Shatter Slenderman and Sands of the 12? Let's get straight into it.
Back again. Hope you're fantastic today, and welcome to the interview with.
Let's go.
I am so excited and nervous at the same time. I'm so freaking nervous for this.
Let's go, bro.
It's gonna be great. I've got a bunch of questions to ask him from all of the games, so FNaF 1 through till Ultimate Custom Night, and the future as well. So we're going to ask him some future updates, what he's planning.
I hope that's not my stream that's cutting it off.
Himself as well. So it's going to be a great interview. Please understand as well that I've got a lot of questions, but
I hope that's not my computer.
Bodies, of course. I got like literally 10,000 questions from you guys, so I had to.
Oh no, I think that's stuck up.
And I gave Scott the questions, and we've reviewed them together for the ones he wants to answer. Okay, so yeah, that's all I need to say. Thank you so much for the support, and again, thank you, Scott, for the opportunity to
let's go, bro.
Interview. I am incredibly nervous. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm incredibly grateful for you guys and
let's
Scott
go.
As well, and this franchise. Happy anniversary to FNaF. 4 years today. It's insane.
I really hope that's not my computer lagging like that. Oh boy, here we go, guys.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh!
That means that you beat 50-20 mode, and I have to do an interview now, which I'm
yes!
very comfortable with, but I'm going to do it. Forget it. Okay, I'm done with the phone guy shtick, so...
Holy crap! That was totally the phone guy!
I think I'll just end it right there.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
So how are you doing today, Lewis?
I am very scared. And nervous.
That is totally Scott! Oh my god!
That's crazy talk. Yeah, I've been a little anxious about this too, because you know, I tend to ramble on with my answers sometimes, but I haven't prepared any.
This is so good.
I'm just gonna try to speak from the heart and just talk about some stuff, and yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, awesome. Because today,
oh my god,
is the 4-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. So 4 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, 4 years.
I think it's my stream. I'm sorry, guys.
So the first game, so 4 years since Five Nights at Freddy's 1, we're going to go straight into that. So, the first question I'd love to ask you, kick it off with, how did you think of the original designs of the animatronics?
Original designs.
The original gang.
You know, the main three characters, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, those designs just kind of... I didn't really plan ahead like what animals they should be. Those three just kind of seemed natural to me for some reason.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, the only one I really struggled with was trying to think of the fourth character. You know, who would be on the separate little stage kind of by himself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember all the options that
Foxy's his favorite, and he didn't even plan Foxy.
Was kind of debating between. I mean, one of the contenders was a fox, obviously, which ended up winning. The other one was a wolf.
A wolf?
Another one was
that's where we got the wolf from. A beaver, Chipper.
Because I thought that was too on the nose from Chipper, so I decided against that. But yeah, actually, if I remember correctly, I really think that a beaver character was the front runner until I finally decided against him because of Chipper, and then went with Fox instead.
Yeah.
Chipper was gonna be in
Freddy was
FNaF
always
1.
gonna be the
That's
original,
crazy.
like, leader instead of Chipper.
Yeah, Freddy was always going to be the main character. He was the first character that I made.
Freddy was the first character.
Naturally,
even though Bonnie
have to
came to
plan
him
him out.
in a
I just
dream,
knew
and
that
he was
gonna be a
technically the
bear
first
with
character.
a top hat, holding a microphone.
Yeah.
You know, he was always going to be the leader of the pack.
The next question is, how did you come up with the game mechanics? So
Game mechanics
in an office, not being able to move. I think someone mentioned about Sit and Survive. Did that have any inspiration for that? Any like old games inspire you for this one?
Well, I don't think it was Sit and Survive.
Sit and Survive.
Kind of, all of these games. Well, then again, I guess it was my mindset at the time, because my mindset at the time was to make smaller games.
That's very true.
A shorter experience, because for a while I was trying to make these, big kind of sweeping epic games like The Desolate Hope and stuff. And, it was just too much of a gigantic commitment that ultimately, that they just
FNaF was simple. FNaF was
really
simple.
struggling, to find, something to kind of, support my family and everything. And Five Nights at Freddy's was kind of the result of me switching to this idea of making these shorter experiences that I can make a bit faster, without committing, 2 years.
Wow.
While also,
wow, The Desolate Hope took 2 years to develop, and FNaF only took one.
Making
wow.
a really robust experience. It's just a shorter game,
Yeah.
So I think that played a big part in it. Everything is designed.
Happy birthday,
where you see
Osbane.
everything right away. As soon as you jump in, you're in the experience. And so it doesn't matter if it lasts for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You're in the middle of it right away. And
wish you guys could see my reaction, like my face reaction.
Did anything
right
change along the course of making FNaF 1?
I don't think it had any problems. Lots of the stuff that was in there, I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I think just was a result of just all the right ingredients to be there.
all the right
I
ingredients.
threw a bunch of stuff in there, and then
yes, I will link the video.
The people who tested would kind of give me, and not my kids. I let some other people test it as well. But they would give me some advice. Like one person said, "Oh, I think you should leave out Phone Guy. I think that's too much exposition." And
Phone Guy wasn't going to be in the game?
And said, "Oh, I don't think you should have backstory about anybody getting killed.
That's crazy.
I don't think the game needs that." And then I think I've made a lot of good decisions about what to leave in, and what to take out. And it was just all the right ingredients. All the right ingredients. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
It really stood out from all of the indie games everybody was playing at that time, and that's definitely how it became successful. It just stood out from any other horror experience as well. So yeah, good job. Really good job. Speaking about that, about it exploding, did you think it was going to, get a huge reaction?
I don't think he
the
did.
Internet?
No, of course not. I mean, like I said at the time, I was just trying to, make a bunch of little games to kind of
tiny games,
help support my family. And at the time, I think I was making, slot machine games, and just, anything would bring in an extra, $40 or $50 a month, and just trying to accumulate all that stuff up. So no, whenever I mean, don't get me wrong, that wasn't just an afterthought of a game.
Wow, Scott earned less than the $100 on the check in FNaF 1.
Expecting it to explode. No, of course not. I remember whenever I released it, I didn't get it on Steam or anything.
Yes, this is Scott talking.
At the time, which was just more immediately welcoming of anybody who wanted to post games. I think there are other sites that do that now, but
NDB, dude,
the download count on that, and I was watching it just kind of skyrocket. And And eventually my wife would come over and she'd be like, let me look at the number, let me look at the number. She'd come over every 10 minutes wanting to see
Oh,
this.
wow. Supportive wife, dude.
At how quickly that number was just going from, 5,000 downloads, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. It was just going through the roof just by the minute, And
oh my God, dude.
I was just kind of enjoying it that evening. I was like, well, this is great. But it'll be over tomorrow. And that was really my mindset. It's like, oh wow, this is a big spike. Everybody's really enjoying it. I wonder what I'm gonna make tomorrow. I had no idea that 4 years later.
Real quick, guys, since people can't seem to find it, so I'm just gonna link it in the description real quick. Hang on. Real quick, because I'm getting a lot of comments that say that it won't let them see it. So I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna say, watch my stream, that's it. So let me just link that below so you guys can check it out. Real quick. Can I edit this? I should be able to. Wait, no. Oh, shoot. No, I can't link it. Hopefully it doesn't block this as spam. I'll just post it here. Hopefully, yeah, no, that will not work. Uh-oh. Okay, Alright, what can I do? Nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do anything. I really wish I could post it or something, but I'm on my other account because I can't. Somebody,
I was still going to be in the middle
put
of
it in the Discord server or something like that.
Project.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Do you have a favourite memory of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Wait, hang on. I've got this. Hang on. Just give me a second, guys, because everybody can't find the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sign out of this account, log into my other one. I copied the link, so I should be able to access the video in this account now. I don't know why a lot of people weren't able to access it, but whatever. Okay, so let's copy the link. Oh, what? Are you kidding? That is the link. That is the freaking link, dude. Come on, there it is. Okay, so real quick, let me just copy this, and I'll put this in the description, the description, so you guys can check out the video. Real quick, let me just do this. Yeah, I know YouTube kind of screwed up, didn't it? So let me just put that in the description for you guys. We'll get right back to the video. Hang on, guys, because a lot of you want to check it out without me conversating, and so let's see here. So let me put it quickly in the live stream. It should be in the live stream in about a couple seconds. I'm just gonna post it with the link. You put it in the Discord. Thanks, man. Okay, so here's the video. The video. There we go. Okay, there you guys go. It has been updated. It should have been updated. So refresh your page, and you should be able to get that. Okay, so let me get back to the video real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just get back to the video.
What's going on, guys? Don't come back again.
Okay, sorry about that. Hang on. Let's go 5.
So I can make a bit faster, without committing, 2 years to them, while also, just making it a really robust experience. It's just a shorter game,
Yeah, shorter game.
So I think that played a big part in it. Everything is designed to where you see everything right away. As soon as you jump in, you're in the experience. And so it doesn't matter if it lasts for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You're in the middle of it right away.
He's totally right, bro.
And yeah.
Did anything change along the course of making?
Oh wait, I did see this part.
FNaF 1.
Skip ahead a little bit.
Good decisions about what to leave in, and what to take out, and it was just all the right ingredients. All the right ingredients were there. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
It really stood out from all of the indie games everybody was playing at that time, and
that's very true. That's how FNaF got its traction.
It became successful. It just stood out from any other horror experience as well. So yeah, good job. Really good job.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, it exploding, did you think it was going to,
skip
get
ahead a
huge
little more, guys,
reaction.
because we already kind of
and
saw
just
this.
kind of accumulate all that stuff up. So no, whenever I mean, don't get me wrong, that wasn't just an afterthought of a game. I mean, I put a lot of, time and effort into Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously, but as far as, expecting it to explode, no, of course not. I remember whenever I released it, I didn't get it on Steam or anything. It was a website called Desera at the time, which was just more immediately welcoming of, anybody who wanted to post games. I think there are other sites that do that now, but I was watching the
So FNaF wasn't originally on Steam,
and I was watching it just kind of skyrocket, and and eventually my wife would come over and she'd be like, let me look at the number, she'd come over every 10 minutes wanting to see, because she was just astonished at how quickly that number was just going from 5,000 downloads, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. It was just
20,000
going through the roof just by the minute, and it really, at the time, I was just kind of enjoying it that evening. I was like, well, this is great,
this is
but it'll be over tomorrow.
He was so wrong.
Like, oh wow, this is a big spike. Everybody's really enjoying it. I wonder what I'm going to make tomorrow. I had no idea that 4 years later I was still going to be in the middle of a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's projects.
Yeah, that's awesome,
man.
That's really awesome. Do you have a favorite memory of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Favorite memory?
Yeah, I do, and it's the first jump scare for me, and the first jump scare for my kid, and it was all Bonnie, which thrills me, because Bonnie is kind of the only one that I think is a scary design for me. Like, I've never had a nightmare about any of my own characters except for Bonnie.
Except for Bonnie, dude.
But yeah, I remember when I was developing the game at the time, Bonnie was just a still image and not an animated jump scare. I just had an image of Bonnie up in your face for whenever he had reached you.
Yeah.
And that startled me. I was flipping through the panels and stuff, and I was intentionally I was testing out the AI.
Yeah.
I think I even had a little map showing me that there was a little red dot moving through the building. Mm-hmm. But even though I was expecting it, I put down the monitor and there was Bonnie looking at me, and it was upsetting. It was startling.
Yeah.
And now, now that doesn't really startle anybody anymore, but at the time, it got me. And so then I was after I'd animated, I was letting my two sons play it, and I was getting to watch I had a good seat behind both of them, so I was able to get a good view of them playing and what they were playing and everything.
Oh man!
And I knew what was coming, and they had no idea. And the younger of the two, he got jumped by Bonnie, and he just launched backward in his chair.
YouTuber reactions, man.
Good times tormenting the children.
I mean, you still do.
That is what you do. You just torment your children by making them play FNaF.
Well. 4 years on.
No, I'll tell you what. My two sons, Ian and Braden, they've been great. They've been great supporters. All these years. I couldn't have done any of this without those two. They've been just faithful beta testers.
Clap for them, dude.
And whenever they were really little, I'd pay them through ice cream and stuff like that.
Ice cream. Scott's a great dad.
With Braden, obviously I don't make them do this, so I tried to incentivize them. And Braden and Braden's gotten wise to it. He's like, well, how about if I go through and beat all these challenges, And so I just thought, well, I don't know, I'll give you, I'll give you $20 for each of the challenges he beat, thinking he was
$20 ain't bad.
I was like, yeah, he'll spend 30 minutes on this, so I'll commit 20, $20, $40, $60, whatever. He sat there.
Damn, I'd want to be paid to play FNaF.
Marathon on that game. He was playing it nonstop. He was raging so hard in there.
Oh god.
He completed every single one of those challenges except for like the last one, I think.
Dang.
That boy made bank that day. He walked away with about $300.
$300! Holy crap!
Oh, worth it.
yeah, man. But it was totally worth it because he found bugs and glitches.
Yeah.
That would have been really bad. I mean, that's the whole point anyway. He found these things that I needed to fix before.
Yeah. What's going on, man, with Infinite Bananas too?
So.
Okay, here's an interesting question about FNaF 1. Was there any reason why the kitchen camera was disabled? Like,
yes, please,
on Click Team or anything like that?
Please tell us.
No. I just thought it would be interesting. I mean, that mechanic ended up not really playing a big role in anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think
what did you have planned?
I had wanted, and I just got better with this in later games, how to make audio play a bigger role in it. I got better at that. But in the first one, that was just my attempt to make audio play a bigger part in it.
Oh.
But yeah, it kind of ended up just being just something different and not really being a major.
So it was supposed to be a mechanic.
Yeah, I think it was a good mechanic to know that Freddy was in the kitchen as well, because when Freddy's in the kitchen, he plays his music, right?
What's going on, Nick the Awesome?
That's right. That's right.
So I think it does play a mechanic, because you know that Freddy's in there, and usually when Freddy's roaming around, you see his eyes, but you just see nothing inside there. So
yeah, leave it up to.
When you were making Five Nights at Freddy's 1, were you already planning on making a sequel, or any other ideas what were flinging in your head on what to do?
I definitely left a lot of things open-ended, in case I wanted to expand upon them later. I mean, obviously, like I did not have the entire story planned out, as I know there's much debate about that on the subreddit. It's like, some kind
that's
of
good to know.
That had 7 games planned out from the beginning.
Improvisation. Confirmed, guys. Scott improvised FNaF.
Knew that the story I was telling in the first game was a small snippet of a larger story. Even if I didn't have all the details of that story fleshed out yet, I knew that the story being told in that game was a smaller part of a whole.
And if you could go back in time, is there anything you would change or add to Five Nights at Freddy's 1?
No, not the first one.
Yeah. Nothing would be added to FNaF if you could.
All the other games and be like, I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done that. But no, the first game was just kind of a perfect storm of ingredients. It was, it was just the right time.
Ingredients. He keeps using that word.
Everybody was really into indie horror games. Yeah. And I think it was the right look, it was the right feel. Yes. It was something,
I agree. The first one is flawless
than what everybody else was playing, and it was, kind of a type of horror game, or at least the antagonist.
Dude, we're only like 10 minutes into this video, bro. This is crazy.
I didn't feel, the idea of animatronic creatures. So, and everybody really liked Phone Guy. Obviously, everybody liked the little Easter eggs thrown in and the backstory. No, it was just a good mix of ingredients, and it was kind of lightning in a bottle. And I don't think I was ever able to fully capture that again, and I don't think I really will be able to. And that's okay. I mean, like I said, that was kind of lightning in a bottle.
Right, we'll go on to Five Nights
at
Freddy's 2.
Here we go.
November 2014.
2014.
If you didn't make this game, I wouldn't be here now. Basically. Honestly, it's the truth. So FNaF 2 is the game that really means a lot to me, and I'll be forever grateful for it. So
FNaF 2 was pretty good. Kind of hard though.
Thank you. Just wanted to quickly plug that in.
Good. Good.
I appreciate it. About Five Nights at Freddy's 2, how did you get the idea for, changing the mechanics up a little bit? So the masks and the vents, watching the puppet.
There wasn't a really in-depth planning phase. For like the overall feel of the games, like a lot of these were, I just kind of knew what they were supposed to be, or just kind of felt the way that the series should progress. Like I knew that part 2 should be chaotic.
Chaotic.
Part 2 should be,
so it was planned from the get-go.
A lot more chaotic than the first one. It should be just crazy. It should be overwhelming panic.
Overwhelming panic.
And I also knew, even at that time, before as I was working on part 2, I knew that 3 should be a very personal experience. It should be the opposite of what 2 was. Part 3 should be kind of one-on-one, and I knew that part 4.
She had part 3 planned too. Wow.
Kind of unique.
Part 4 was meant to be unique.
Like
all right.
And I knew that part 5 should be kind of high tech, and I
kind
of already had color schemes.
Wow, he planned ahead, dude.
Purples and blues.
Yeah.
I knew that 3 should be kind of green, and I knew that 2 should be kind of 2 should feel kind of industrial, which I think that it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm not really sure, and maybe there was more to it at the time, but it all happened so fast,
Yeah. Did you have any scrapped content or anything?
Scrap content
Game? Because some people mentioned the toxicity. Is that
toxicity level? That's right. I almost forgot about that.
Right. The toxic meter. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that the toxic meter
was for the mask.
Was an early idea on just something so that players couldn't put the mask on and leave it on forever.
Yes, leave it on forever.
That's what I thought.
I did. If you put the mask on, this meter starts running out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That seemed.
That would have been a good idea.
To fit. I don't know. It just didn't seem to. It just didn't make quite as much sense. And so then the way that I solved it was, obviously having the need to go and wind the music box every once in a while, and the fact that Foxy
that's why the music box was added.
I came up with other ways that felt a little more natural than just putting on the mask and seeing a meter deplete. Like, oh, okay, I can only wear this for 5 seconds. But it seemed a little too artificial.
And it works perfectly anyway, so I don't think it was needed anyway because of what you just said. The things that you've added, you're not going to always keep the mask on forever anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why you decided to remove Toy Chica's beak after she left the stage to make her more creepy, right?
Once again, I'm not entirely sure what
not
the
sure
mindset was on that. I think it was just kind of a way to distinguish her stage presence Chica from
stage presence
coming to get you. If she's entered attack mode or something.
So that has nothing to the lore either.
Part of it is because, a classic Chica, even on stage, was still kind of creepy looking, but the toy versions, just in their standing state on stage, weren't quite as creepy. I mean, I think Toy Bonnie still retains some of that, but Toy Chica isn't really scary looking. Toy Chica by herself isn't very scary, I didn't think.
Yeah.
And so removing the beak was just one thing to just kind of push it into, making her look a little more uncomfortable.
So,
all right.
How did you come up with the mini games? Because this was the first game to ever have
the mini games.
Mini games. Was this to, show the lore not on paper, if that makes sense? So instead of just giving this and this and this, blah 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 blah, the killer killed 5 kids, yada yada yada. But instead you didn't show it on paper. You put into a mini game.
I think it was because I don't know. I wanted to keep the gameplay experience similar.
Gameplay experience similar.
Make the game a little bit more fleshed out than the first one, and so that just seemed like a kind of a natural.
And just adding another layer, I guess.
Where, while not interfering with the gameplay, putting it in kind of an unexpected way. That would make it
that was very unexpected.
Also not making the player feel like they're forced to sit through cutscenes, things like that.
Do you have any good memories of FNaF 2 at all, or bad?
That was a really stressful time for me.
Stressful.
Because obviously, my life was changing a lot at that point. There was a lot of there was a big frenzy going on with just all aspects of my life. And I was really trying to work on that, but I mean, they're still good memories.
Yeah,
but I just wouldn't.
Good memories, but very stressful time for
really
Scott. Poor
chaotic,
Scott.
And I was really stressed out. So I mean, all good memories, but I wouldn't want to revisit it.
Okay, we'll move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 3 then.
FNaF 3. All right, here we go.
This is when I emailed you. For early access, I literally had only I think it was 6k subs or something like that.
He's right where I was.
And I've still got the email. I was like, hey Scott, my name's Dork, I make FNaF videos. Is there any chance I can get it early when it comes out? And you said, yeah, you're probably on your list, which is insane. And that honestly.
I've still got that list. I've still got that list on my.
Wow, he's still got that list.
One from all those years ago, and it's literally called my the VIP list.
You said that in the email. You said I'll put you on the VIP list.
VIP list.
I was so happy. I was screaming when you replied. Oh, such a good memory.
And I don't use that list very often anymore, but I still keep it, because you never know what's going to come up, for future events. I always keep that
scared me. That
list.
shouldn't have scared me.
That's awesome. Am I still on it?
Of course you're still on it. Yeah, everybody's. I never take anybody off the VIP list.
Okay, so I can do I can be bad, and then you'll never take me off, right?
Well, I mean, don't test it. But...
Don't test Scott.
I was kind of testing it with Ultimate Custom Night with this 50-20 mode fiasco. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, another good memory for me. February. After this game came out, I was in university studying law at the time.
Oh wow.
And I quit to carry on with this game franchise for my channel. So yeah, another good memory.
Rip Daco as the judge.
First off,
Judge Daco.
How did you think of Springtrap?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Once again, he was just the character for that game. I did not sketch out a whole bunch of characters and write pros and cons lists.
Dude, Scott improvised the entire FNaF series.
He was just the natural villain for that, you know. I knew what the villain was supposed to be, and I just kind of started modeling him, and he just kind of came together.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. This model was like a big difference compared to the other ones that you did, because you had to go through all the details. Of you know,
must have been difficult.
Being withered and having like body parts and gore and stuff like that.
Yeah, so he did take longer to model, and you know his purple corpse is in that whole body that whole time.
Oh wow!
The majority of the game you never see it. You know.
Yeah.
That purple guy, he's in there.
Yeah, and well, we got those secret images.
Yeah, that's true. You get to see him a little bit.
Yeah, and the troll. Was this the first time you did the troll game?
The troll game.
Was this the first? This was when you first.
Yep, it sure was.
The launch of the troll games.
Yeah, that was the first troll game.
And it was.
Sure was.
Oh, we were. It was like a platform from one of your old games, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There's no pause button.
There is no pause button.
Yes, that's it. Yes. But that was the first time we saw Springtrap as well, because you put Springtrap in the menu, and there were some frames where he did have his like his mask and stuff going crazy, like coming on and off. But
that's right.
I remember the first teaser you did with he always
the
comes
box.
back and stuff.
The box.
People originally thought that it was like Fredbear, didn't they?
Fredbear, yeah.
Instead of being
they thought it was Golden Freddy, yeah.
Yeah, instead of it being like a rabbit character. So I remember those times, man. I was one of them, by the way. I originally thought it was Golden Freddy. This game.
What's going on, Peon?
When
Ryan
things went a little bit
Fan?
crazy with like the
Ryan
mini
Fan?
games and
Something
stuff.
like that. I'm
and
sorry if I screwed up
the
your
good
name.
ending and the bad ending. If you can answer this, which ending really happened?
Given a lot of thought as to whether or not I should answer this question.
Okay.
And I went back and forth and back and forth.
Come on, Scott.
And the answer is very interesting.
Come on, Scott.
Okay.
The answer is very interesting. The answer is complex.
Complex.
However, I'm not going to answer it because it's only going to cause strife. I mean, you see the kind of trouble that erupts, especially several years ago. The flame wars that would go on over Mangel's gender, something as simple as that.
Yeah,
you know?
I get what he means.
I mean, you know, people with torches and pitchforks. You know, no, I don't think I'm going to answer this one. I'm afraid.
Oh, Scott. No.
The good ending. You know, it was very, you know, sad.
I'm gonna go with the bad ending. Was the real ending?
It was like the end of the franchise. Was this meant to be the final game?
I think when I was making that game, in my mind, that was the end of a trilogy.
That was the end.
You know, I think in my mind, the story was going to be 3 games.
3 games.
And in all honesty, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was where I kind of started letting myself be driven a little bit more by criticisms of the game than maybe I had before. Before, I was just really, really excited, you know, happy to have all this stuff. But whenever 3 came out, I really was starting to pay attention to criticism. You know, for instance, you know, even though I may have you know, in some, you know, alternate life, may have left the series alone at 3, people were not happy with the jump scare, and it's kind of as simple as that. People
I wasn't a
weren't
big
happy
fan of
with
3.
the jump scare of Springtrap, and that really bothered me. And so then
Scott listens to his fans. He really does.
In my mind, I wouldn't let the series rest in a way, because I wanted to make another entry that was really, really scary.
He wanted to end on a fantastic note.
And
This man, dude.
That was Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yes.
You know, really focusing on really cool, really quick, unexpected jump scares that would kind of make you jerk. So yeah, so honestly, the series kind of was nudged forward by me wanting to improve upon.
Wanting to improve.
Entry.
This man, guys.
Okay, awesome. That's interesting. Speaking about Five Nights at Freddy's 4, this was the
Here
next
we go.
one.
FNaF 4.
July. Well, you originally planned it for it to be a Halloween release.
Halloween,
right?
yep.
And then you released it in July.
Right. Well, I had things to do. You know, the way that I see it is that you have something ready to go.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point? You know, I'm not a, you know, I wasn't a gigantic corporation. You know, with, you know, releasing, you know, advertise with a big marketing campaign.
Yeah, Scott didn't have any of that.
Between other releases. You know, I mean, I had people who were excited about the game and who were looking forward to it, and those are the only people I was thinking about. You know, it's like, hey, you know, there's a fan base here, and they're excited for this.
Yeah.
You know, why not just go ahead and let them have it, and I'll hop into the next project.
Screw it.
Yeah,
and that served me really well for, you know, for the majority of the games.
Yeah. Because I remember I was on holiday, wasn't I? And you emailed me about
holiday. Poor Doggo and his holidays.
First thoughts on the game, and I remember you emailing me, like, I think it was like literally the day after, saying, you know what, I'm just going to release it. So I think that made everybody excited about it, though. Like, everyone was like, right, we know what it's like now, Scott, please just release it now. Because, and you did. So I think, like, you know, I played it on holiday, and I have a lot of good memories playing through it. You know, while I'm
I remember FNaF 4, dude. FNaF 4 was awesome.
Door to me, because, you know, on cruise ships, cabins are really close together. So I was full on.
Oh, poor Doggo.
Screaming in my cabin. I was honestly wondering what the next door neighbours were thinking about what the hell I was doing.
Rip Doggo.
Well, I'm glad it ended up being a good memory. Sorry to stress you out. You're not the only person that I stressed out, by the way. So don't feel like you were getting isolated, trying to cause you trouble. I think, if I remember correctly, right after I released Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I was sending out emails saying, "Hey, this game's out. Hey, this game's out."
Scott was trying to.
And he emailed me back saying, you know, dude, I can't play this. I just got to, you know, this game conference just started. It's going to be going on for 4 days. You know, so I stressed him out too, because obviously at the time everybody was pestering him.
Oh wow, poor Mark.
Immediately, and I think that he,
the FNaF fans, I swear, dude.
You know, being the good sport that he is, he's still just like you did. You know, even though you were inconvenienced, you still found time to, you know, do videos.
Yeah, I always try to. If you remember with FNaF World.
FNaF
and I was in hospital, I still played it.
You played it in the hospital, dude? I gotta see that video.
That's right, you sure were.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, I could never miss anything, ever. So with Five Nights at Freddy's 4, like you said, I think you basically answered this question anyway.
Finally, a lore question.
And the mechanics, like you said that you wanted to make this more scarier, you know, back to, like, you know, being anxious all the time. And the interesting thing you did with this one is, I feel like every game you make, you try and implement a new mechanic that you haven't done before.
Right.
And this one was specifically to do with sound, because you had to go to the doors and listen closely for breathing. And I think that impacted the jump scare like a million times as scary. Because, you know, you
I'm right along there. FNaF 4 still scares me.
You have to listen to the game. So when you get that jump scare out of nowhere, while you're listening, waiting for them to breathe, you know, I think that really, you know, made the game stand out.
Yeah, well, yeah, lots of the games were kind of experimental with different ways of initiating, the jump scare to see what was really effective.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think looking into, this big dark chasm in front of you, not knowing if there's a face, 2 inches from your own face looking back at you, and you having to turn on the flashlight, and then I think that one really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So how were these to model? Were they, just as hard as Springtrap? Because it seemed like you were.
They looked pretty hard to model.
All out on these Nightmare animatronics for the designs.
Yeah, the Nightmare animatronics were probably the most elaborate to model. I mean, I remember, anytime I start a new game, that's always the most difficult phase, is just starting into the modeling phase, because I know that it's going to take a really long time.
Yeah, modeling phase would probably be the hardest.
A lot of attention to detail. The Five Nights at Freddy's 1 models weren't that bad. I think I modeled Freddy in 2 days, and then
2 days? Are you kidding me?
Adjusted to make Bonnie in another day. And then the ones from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 were probably about the same day, maybe
2 days.
1 or 2 days.
Oh my
god! I was working all day on them, but still, just a day or two per character.
Yeah.
I think Springtrap took maybe 4 or 5 days to make him.
Yeah.
And each of the.
Oh my god! This guy, bro.
About a week and a half on each one.
Right.
I think a couple of them even 2 weeks on each one, just because lots of teeth, lots of tears in the fabric.
2 weeks. That's more reasonable.
Texture mapped on. I mean, those are actually kind of torn out into the model, because I just think it looks a lot more convincing than trying to, texture map them on there. So I'd have to go in there really close, and I would have to actually, cut into that character. Delete polygons and then straighten them all out to make them look like they're sharp corners rather than blocky
Oh
squares.
man.
It's a lot of work. But I mean, totally worth it though,
Yeah, exactly. So about the models, people were wondering about Foxy's tongue. So Foxy originally had.
That's
a tongue
right.
in the
Foxy
teaser.
had a tongue
Did
in
you
the
take that
on the
out
Scott
because
Games
of
teaser.
complications with the game or anything?
Why did you take it out,
No,
Scott?
I took it out because I didn't think it was scary on the teaser. There's something about those.
Scary on the teaser, not scary in the game.
Long snake-like demonic tongues that they're kind of cool in theory, but they're not really scary in practice. Like I don't think I've ever seen a monster in a movie, extend out, its long tongue and snake it around and then me be scared by it. They're just not very scary. So I just took it out.
Not scary. That's why.
Awesome. About this game, it created a bit of a divide between people. Specifically the box at the end, and then the
please, God,
the TV advertisement with 1983, and then the Bite of 87 debate. How did you feel about the reactions to that?
Kind of like with Five Nights at Freddy's 3, where there was something I was kind of left unsatisfied with. The reaction to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and the boxes tied into this, very, very closely. I don't think that people weren't really happy from a lore.
They weren't happy for it.
Even though I got the jump scares kind of right.
He didn't have much lore in that game.
Really
not gonna lie.
fit into that lore aspect. I felt that it had all gone kind of too. It had strayed too far from an actual story in a way. Me just
I guess
saying
so.
that, I'm gonna get torn apart for even saying that, because people are gonna look at what I've ended up with. They're gonna be like, "You call this a story?" But Five Nights at Freddy's 4, it kind of went a little too broad. It cast its net too wide for interpretation. I guess that's
too
the best
wide
way to
for
say it.
interpretation.
It went too broad for interpretation, and that left people unsatisfied. Because whereas the other ones, there were mysteries. 4 ended up just too mysterious to the point where you really couldn't,
It not
there was
solvable.
No real way to figure out what was going on.
That's probably why Sister Location
and like I said,
exists.
With, jumping from 3 to 4, I knew that I had to go in and straighten that out. It's like, people aren't really happy with this. I need to make another game. I need to kind of ground.
That's why Scott
again.
makes games, is because he's not satisfied.
But I need to ground it in kind of storytelling again. And really lay this down with what's going on. I watch all the game theory videos. And me and Matt had sometimes had an antagonistic relationship back and forth. I inconvenience him with my games, and sometimes he inconveniences me with his theories. But it's all in good fun. But I'll tell you, he did a video on that box, and he kind of said that he thinks the contents of the box changed over the years.
Ooh.
And I bet nobody gave that a whole lot of thought, but I saw that and I was like, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
He was right.
But that box has changed over the years because, it's for that very reason. It's because, of what I was intending the game to be.
Daco was right. It's confirmed.
For the reaction of it, I was like,
not Daco. MatPat is right.
This into something better.
And Daco is right too.
For the people who see this as important, and that kind of indirectly does change the contents of the box, because it changes the contents of everything that came before. So I thought that was an interesting observation on his part.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this on one of your Steam posts or something, that you put some things into this location to ground out the story of FNaF 4, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
Like
so,
the office.
I mentioned about the hospital.
Oh, here we go, FNaF World.
FNaF World was on the scene. So, why did you decide to change things up and make FNaF World?
Well, I do have some reasons for why I made it, even though they're not. It doesn't mean it was a good idea. Just because I want to go ahead and get that out front. Just because I had reasons for making it, doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But one part of it was just that. I mean, there's only so much that you can let your mind focus on. Murders and tragedy and stuff.
Murders
like that.
and tragedy.
Before, you kind of start cracking. Even if it's just stories that you're making up, there's only so much human suffering that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Scott.
And at that point, I was 2 years in, just fully committed to this grisly story of murders, and I had to make something more lighthearted. And in hindsight, what I should have done is, I should have used that for a troll game, or made something like, Foxy Fighters. I should have just done something that was obviously for fun and not tried to somehow tie it in to a canon game, and that's obvious to me now.
Yeah. I agree with him. Wait, did he just say FNaF World was canon?
At the time,
mind blown.
Like I was saying, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was the right game at the right time. FNaF World, that wasn't a good time for it to be made because I was already in the rhythm of making games that were coming out not too far apart from each other. I was making them pretty fast.
FNaF World did come out a year later.
People were wanting and expecting, and that's what I was wanting to do anyway. I'm not, blaming people for wanting that. That's what I had created, that pattern, and I was happy with that. I liked making games really fast, but that was just a really poor decision of a game to try to make fast. In hindsight,
so Scott does regret FNaF World.
Better time to sit back and work on something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
I mean, like after all the after I was kind of satisfied with all the canon games and other companies that kind of taken on some other projects, then I could sit back and maybe enjoy making an RPG, and spend a couple of years on it, just make something really nice, kind of look like the Desolate Hope, really make some nice 3D models for it. Oh, and another mistake I made was FNaF World. I was designing it for mobile. I don't know, this is a
mobile design.
What went wrong with FNaF World? So let's just move along.
Move along. Doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay. So how would you treat the game now as an experience? Like, have you learned anything making this game?
Oh yeah. I learned a lot. In fact, right before you called, I was kind of thinking over that game, and I realized that that's probably the least valuable game I've ever made as far as profit is concerned. But it's also the single most valuable game.
Sequel.
The entire franchise.
Please.
And the reason is because what I learned from FNaF World is what is driving every single project going on right now. It is serving as the gemstone of quality control in my mind, and it has solidified exactly what I have to do going forward. If I was treating the movie as I was treating my game series at the time I made FNaF World, we would be 3 movies into the FNaF movies by now.
What?
Yeah.
And they would probably be terrible. If I had the mindset that, oh hey, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, people will love it, regardless of.
That's what he had with FNaF World. He didn't think about the quality.
Several movies, and they would all be terrible. I mean, you know, and this, you know, Ultimate Custom Night would have come out way too soon, and it just served as a really important lesson for me that you should never take
FNaF World would have screwed up the entire series.
Yeah.
How special it is to have a group of people who are eager to play what you make. Whenever I made the, you know, I'll use the Desolate Hope as my example again. I saw one person made a piece of fan art of that on the internet. I found it on Google, so I'm going to draw one of the characters, and that was the most special thing to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the world, that someone had drawn a picture of one of my characters.
One of his characters.
I can't even tell you how important seeing that one drawing was. And it was just, you know, I have no idea who it was. You know, but then, you know, to have a fan base and to have kids that are drawing these pictures and, you know, sending. I got a letter.
That's crazy. Fan mail too.
Oh.
You know, and God bless the post office in my town for knowing me and for sending me these letters anyway. I kid you not, it was addressed to Foxy.
Oh wow!
Foxy. And I think below it might have had some other clue as to who it was for, but the post office made sure to pass it along to me.
Oh.
You know, I mean, how awesome is that? You know,
That's amazing.
And the letter was written to Foxy. You know, it was asking Foxy a question.
That's so awesome.
You know, that's so. There's nothing more priceless than that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's crazy,
and
man.
To have a fan base, you know, of people who care about these characters in the games, you know, that is the only thing that matters. You know, and they should never be taken for granted.
Yeah.
And you know,
life lesson, bro. Everybody take notes.
Is going to make a whole bunch
if you're
of money,
making
you know,
a game,
you just have to make sure that whenever those people finally get to see this next thing, that it's something that lifts them up and makes them happy, and it's something that it was everything that they wanted to see. You know, like that's all that matters. You know, and I need to write that kid back. I'm gonna go get a big envelope and put a bunch of Foxy plush toys, and I'm gonna write
Scott.
a letter as Foxy. I've never done that.
Oh,
totally
Scott.
And I'm gonna even make a little tear in the paper and say that it was my hook. That
Yeah, that's
that kid is probably so old now.
That's really awesome.
But yeah, so
that'll be grateful to get that.
That's a long story, but no, FNaF World taught me to never take for granted your fan base.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And the final question, which everybody's wanted to ask,
please,
will
Lord question.
Chipper ever return like he said he would?
Chipper.
Hey, Chipper is, listen, all of these games are haunted by different spirits, right?
Right.
But the real spirit haunting this whole franchise is Chipper. Chipper is
Confirmed.
haunting this whole franchise.
Chipper is the main villain.
I received a box of merchandise the other day, you know, like manufacturer samples, and there's a plush toy of Chipper. Well, El Chip, you know.
Yeah.
But I held that plush toy.
Oh, El Chip confirmed to be a plush toy.
And I was thinking to myself, you know, you got merch. You got merch, Chipper.
Yeah.
You know, you were an abysmal failure, but you found your way into this merch.
You're an abysmal failure.
In your face, you know. Yeah, no. So Chipper's already back. He's infiltrated the franchise.
Dude, Chipper is gonna be in the next game. I'm calling it right now.
You was a reference to Chipper.
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, thought so. Now,
sister location.
I feel like this was like the biggest change up in the franchise.
It was very high.
Voice actors, you know, you went beyond the limits of Click Team to a lot of people, where you know you added a sense of free roam in this like huge location. Is that
one of my favorites, dude?
Why you decided to put voice
I know a lot of
acting
people don't like it though.
To change things up a little bit.
I think for Final Fantasy 1 through 4, I consider that all like one sitting for me. Like I sat down, I feel like I just sat down and made all 4 games in one sitting.
Yeah.
And it was only after that I sat back and thought, you know, how can I improve upon this? How can I add something new? And so that's when I was, you know, entertaining new ideas in my mind.
Yeah.
And yeah,
new ideas.
Just kind of, I don't remember exactly what it was, but man, I'm sure glad that I did. You know, I bumped into just some incredible talent, you know, that got to use. Obviously, I mean, almost all of them, if not all of the voice actors that got for Sister Location, have come back to reprise their roles or other roles, you know.
Yeah. Exactly, that's all.
Amazing people.
Yeah, they really are. Hello, by the way, voice actors, if you watch it.
Daco did interview all of them.
Hello, voice actors.
So I think you basically answered some of these. So I asked like what inspired you to make the game style so different.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that is a good
you've
question.
answered that throughout the interview, you just wanted to make something different compared to the others. So how were these two model and design?
I think the sister location
Modeled
I think
after the toy
location
animatronics.
characters are probably were my favorite ones to model.
I agree,
really
dude. They
like
look astonishing.
I really like the metallic kind of look. I always kind of tend to lean sci-fi, which has actually gotten me in trouble a couple times with this franchise.
Oh, no.
Anytime I try to lean sci-fi, which is my natural inclination, you know, people are like, hey, whoa, this is a horror story, and then I have to somehow try to guide it back.
Oh.
You know,
Poor Scott, he
and
wants to put
rightfully
some
so,
Star
it's a
Trek in the
horror movie, it's not
franchise.
sci-fi. But yeah, I don't know. I just I wanted it to be sci-fi. I wanted it to look really sleek and polished, and you know, I really enjoyed modeling all of those characters. And yeah, like I said, I think those are probably some of my favorite characters of the series.
So here's an interesting one, which I don't know if you're gonna answer or not.
Please answer.
So in Night 4, when we're inside the suit, a lot of people wanted to know,
What is that suit?
whose suit is that?
Whose suit is that?
Please answer.
I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to answer that for you.
Dang it.
That's fine.
That's gonna have to remain a topic of discussion.
Topic
Any
of discussion.
memories or favourite moments?
I really enjoyed making that game. I have nothing but good memories about that. Yeah,
Awesome.
I really enjoyed making that, and I really enjoyed working on the trailer. I think that's my favorite trailer, the ones that I made, and I
Yeah,
love seeing the
I agree.
reactions. Everybody just seems to, and honestly, I think that's what creates the memories.
How come you didn't do a
Just
trailer for
seeing how
FNaF 6?
things
Oh
are
wait,
kind
that
of
was a surprise.
received, and you know, obviously, if something is received really well, then I know I did my job right.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that I did something right. And yeah, being able to, so I think my
Doggo,
favorite
you should have
moment
used
was
Watch
getting
Your
to release that
6.
trailer
Come on, this music.
and just seeing all the excitement from it, and I knew that I was on the right track.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that trailer. I think I did a reaction. Yes, I did. I did a reaction. I loved it. It's so good and different as well, compared to your other trailers too. Because I think the favourite trailers from you to me,
FNaF 4?
are most likely FNaF 3.
4.
And
I'm gonna go with
Sister
4.
Location.
I like 4.
I love it when you put like your own cutscenes
FNaF 3
in the
was good.
trailers. I think it's
FNaF
really
3 was
awesome.
good.
I have no idea how you did that. How did you do that, if I can ask that? Like, how did you
Ooh,
put the
take notes,
models
game
in
creators.
cutscenes? Was that with Click Team? I don't know anything about this stuff.
Well, I mean, before I was making video games, I mean, I was an animator.
That's
I
true.
got my degree in
That's
computer
very
animation,
true.
and I had several jobs where I was, you know, none of my jobs have ever involved making games at all. You know, it's always been about using 3D Studio Max.
3D
obviously
Studio
the modeling
Max,
software
guys.
that I use, and you know, and that's a full animation program. You know, so whenever I went to make the cutscenes, I wouldn't use Click Team at all. I would just, you know,
Animation.
Go
Yeah.
back to my old school skills, bring my characters together and animate them. You know, render out, you know, movies, drop those into my video editing software. And
Scott should have
there you
made the FNaF
Yeah,
movie.
that's awesome.
Scott should have made it.
I've watched some of your old animations, by the way,
go.
on
Oh.
YouTube.
Oh no.
All out there, Scott.
Oh no.
Oh, I know, man. I know.
No,
There's no getting away from it.
No, they were good. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. They were really good. My favourite one, right, was with the cat. So the cat under the bridge, and
Oh, I
the
haven't
kid
seen this
was
one.
always scared to see the
yeah,
cat, but he
yeah.
always used to leave her food. And what he didn't know is that she had babies.
Aw.
That's so cute.
Hey, that's a true story. That is based off of a true story.
Really?
My family we were living in a little apartment complex, and there was always this creepy, ratty-looking cat that we all started fondly calling Demon Cat. You know, and in fact, I took, you know, and my two sons now who are teenagers, you know, they were just 3 and 4 at the time.
Yeah.
Answer for Little Bit Productions, no.
Searching for demons. We made an event of it one night. We all got flashlights and went searching around the apartment complex looking for the demon cat. And I even got a photograph of it. And man, I don't know whatever happened to it, but you know, we peered under a car and I took a picture, and of course his eyes were glowing green.
Oh wow!
And you know, we found Demon Cat. You know, but then
Demon Cat, dude.
But then, true to the story, like I don't know if it was a week or two later or whatever. You know, it was a mama cat, had little babies.
Aw,
so
cute.
It wasn't really this big bad cat. It was just a mama. And of course, everybody was taking care of it. Like every single person was setting out food for her, so she was well taken care of.
That's awesome.
It's adorable.
Actually, thinking about your voice right now, you did narrate those, right?
Oh yeah. You know that was me and all of the voice roles. I mean,
he played every actor.
Male roles, obviously, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, these days I'm so fortunate to, you know, I'm so fortunate to be able to go online.
They do look like animatronics. Holy crap.
Not that I mean, I wouldn't have been able to afford it back at the time anyway, but, you know, the internet was brand new. I mean, we're talking 15, 16, 17 years ago when, you know, I mean, yeah, the internet was around, but you couldn't just go online and connect with the kind of talent that you can today, you know? So I was pretty much on my own when it came to voice acting.
Okay, moving on to your...
Pizzeria Simulator.
I'd say the highlight of your trollness. Five
Yes.
Nights at Freddy's 6. The game you originally planned to be a
I remember that video.
an 8-bit pizza simulator, and everyone was like, okay, let's have it. And you released the whole game without anybody knowing anything for a whole year. Like, why?
Yep, that was me.
Surprise.
You guys could check out that reaction.
There actually was reasoning behind it. It wasn't just to be a troll, okay? And the
There's
reasoning
Watcher
was
6.
the reasoning was kind of complicated, and it was not a very fun. That was not a fun year. I mean,
Not a fun year.
That was a game that was born out of necessity because I needed to kind of bring a conclusion.
Yeah.
To several.
So this was meant to be the conclusion.
Series. However, whenever I was in the early stages of it, and I think I'd released a very early idea that I was working on another game,
idea.
but I think it was someone on the on Steam that just made a passing comment. It was just a passing comment. You know, nobody paid any attention to it. You know, he better not just start teasing a game like he always has been before. You know, because it's just not going to cut it anymore, or something like that. I don't know. It was just some passing comment, but it just made me start thinking. It's like this next game, I really can't do that. You know, I can't just do the same thing that I did before. I can't.
Scott changed it up?
Teasers because for some reason at that time I just knew that if I went through another year of just releasing teasers, that would give everybody a lot of fatigue. Like that would fatigue.
Yeah, it would have probably.
Wear people out,
yeah.
And it was going to rub people the wrong way. You know, I can't explain why I felt that way, but I just really felt that way. But at the same time, I needed to resolve a lot of issues with the story.
Yeah,
so
it was much needed because FNaF 4 really didn't do anything.
Was the way that I did. I worked on that game for a year in secret, all the while.
A year in secret.
The fan base was, you know, getting pretty agitated that, you know, I wasn't talking to them and I wasn't working on anything.
Didn't say anything. That's right. I remember that.
It just had to be. It had to be this way this time. This game could not have a lot of hype behind it because that wasn't the purpose. The purpose of it was not to make a lot of money. The purpose of it was not to build a lot of hype. It was just to resolve
just to resolve stuff.
Some plot points that
and for the fans.
To see. And so the result of that was me going into the dark for a year, and then just dropping a game, and there you have it. And you know, and even on the Steam store, you know, it's not there. It's not there to draw a bunch of attention to itself. You know, it's using all the really simplest screenshots. That is truly there for just people who wanted to have kind of a resolution to some of the story.
It was still a
great game.
A big highlight though. Like the surprise just I think blew everybody away though, to be honest. I mean, it's one of my favourite memories where I'm just, you know, being Freddy, throwing pizzas, and then the game glitches, and then you sat in a room with Scrap Baby.
And Dako just starts screaming.
it was the biggest surprise.
Same here. I was like, oh my god,
and
that's crazy.
that's exactly what it needed to be. Because just like every game kind of needs to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, the way that it's approached needs to be different too. And the reason why I brought that comment was because it just kind of reminded me, it's like you can't just do the same thing that you've been doing. You can't just start releasing teasers again randomly and just expect everybody to keep caring. You know, so I knew that I had to handle it differently, and I think that I was successful with that.
Yeah.
I think it worked out.
You were.
Yeah, it did. Specifically as well with changing things up a little bit, you added the simulator start, so you make your own pizzeria.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was awesome.
I think that
it's
was
like FNaF World, actually.
Really cool idea. And you know, it's
that's what FNaF World should have been.
Well, so you're not just always in an office. You have a break from being scared, and you know you can make your own pizzeria. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
Awesome. Next up is Ultimate Custom
No,
Night.
you should have asked about Springtrap. You should have asked about Springtrap. You should have asked about Springtrap and Scraptrap, Daka. Why?
A month ago? Has it been a month already?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Maybe a little more even.
With Ultimate Custom Night, you know, having 50 plus animatronics, was this bigger than you originally wanted it to be?
Bigger.
So, did you originally think, right, I'm going to put 50 animatronics into this game?
I don't think he thought that at all.
Building it up.
I mean, I always knew that it was going to be a full size game. I mean, you know, originally,
he planned it.
I mean, I guess at the very beginning, it was going to be an add-on to Pizzeria Simulator, but it was very soon afterwards that I realized, you know, this is going to be just a full
game
Five Nights at Freddy's experience. You know, this just needs to be its own full game. And yeah, and originally it was going to be, you know, 40 characters.
40 characters.
Kind of, filled those slots up pretty quick, and there were just too many characters left out. You know, so I had to add an extra row. And even then, there were too many characters left out. So I just kept on adding. And I found a lot of really good. I found some really good tricks to really help the program be able to handle it. You know, because like my biggest problem with Pizzeria Simulator,
he limited the size.
Was that, you know, I wasn't utilizing some of the graphic features properly. You know, especially with the jump scares. You know, because I had these high resolution jump scares, and it would just run out of video memory. So if I had to just chop out frames, but you know, but there were just some really neat tricks, you know, to render them smaller and then scale them up for the sake of the game.
Yeah.
You really can't tell when you're playing it. They might look a little bit fuzzier, but they still look pretty high quality. But
yeah,
you know,
I agree with Scott.
It just allowed me to squeeze in all these characters and all these jump scares and just all this
200
content,
megabytes, bro.
You know, really seamlessly.
And was there any scrapped ideas at all?
Scrapped ideas
for the game?
Please.
So anything that you wanted in but you couldn't, or you just didn't like how it turned out?
No, whereas
explain that Springtrap image.
In some of the other games, yeah, there had been some different ways I considered taking it, but no, Ultimate Custom Night, that was really only the way that it could go, you know, and I kept on just kind of adding on to it. Oh yeah, but I will say this just for the record, you know, to all of your viewers listening, I'm going to give you credit where credit is due for coming up with the idea for being able to purchase new office skins, because I think that. Because originally,
that was from Daco?
Just randomly pop up. You know, whenever I gave you that original test copy to play, you know, you had a 1% chance of each of those offices appearing.
Oh wow!
And you made a comment saying, "Hey, it'd be cool if you could unlock those." You know, and
so Daco made that.
I think it's a great feature of the game. So
awesome. I feel like I've participated. In
you
something.
Did, Daco. You did.
Yeah. No, I thought having the offices as a reward would be good, and I think you put the score amounts for each office like perfectly. So I think you just said that you were satisfied with the game, but are you satisfied with this possibly being the last game that you might create, the last FNaF game?
Yeah, I am. I really am. Starting with Five Nights at Freddy's.
It was great. It was a good game.
That I wasn't completely happy with, and that would become a core principle of the next game.
Yeah.
With 3, I wasn't completely happy with the jump scares, so I worked on 4. With 4, I wasn't completely happy with the.
You are satisfied with Pizzeria Simulator.
With Sister
I agree.
I feel like it leaned a little too sci-fi and left a few plot points. Well, there were a few plot points that were really bothering people. So then I made Pizzeria Simulator. But then even with Pizzeria Simulator, even though I was really happy with the game, I don't know. I just felt like it needed a capstone.
Ultimate Custom Night was the finale.
Bookend, just some experience. And Ultimate Custom Night brought in all of the characters, and it's been, and I think so far it's been the best reviewed of the games, which thrills me. Of course, I'm really happy to see that everybody just seemed to really enjoy it. People have even welcomed a DD into their hearts after all this time. It took everyone a little bit of time, but I think everybody likes DD now. So.
No.
No, am I wrong?
Not at all, Scott.
Also, everybody just leave a comment in Baco's video if you disagree.
I like DD. She can just sometimes spawn at awkward times for me. I mean, with 50-20 mode, there's no stopping DD. So, I wasn't really bothered about. I'm just gonna say, it's Shadow D. Does she have a specific name? Should you say Shadow DD?
Shadow DD.
I named Shadow DD.
That was the original name.
And I'm not sure why, but like with most of the other characters in this franchise.
What?
She can just sometimes spawn at awkward.
What did he say?
I'm just gonna say, it's Shadow D. Does she have a specific name? Should you say Shadow DD?
I named Shadow DD XOR.
XOR.
And I'm not sure why, but like with most of the other characters in this franchise, whenever I'm making them, some name immediately comes to mind. It doesn't mean anything, but that's the name of Shadow DD.
Shadow DD XOR.
Okay. Well, is that? People said that might be Zor, or is it XOR?
Zor.
It's just XOR.
Okay, awesome.
XOR.
But yeah, XOR was just with the mechanics of 50-20 mode anyway, so you couldn't be annoyed with XOR because it was part of the mechanics on what to do to try and beat it. Speaking about 50-20 mode, have you tried it?
Tried it.
The game has been released. You know it's possible now.
Oh no!
No, he's staying away from it.
My high score is still just 6,800. Making custom nights. The tricky thing about it, and actually I only really had to worry about this here, but I know I've mentioned other times that anytime I've ever made a custom night, I've always assumed that the most difficult mode was impossible. I mean, because that was never the intent of the game. When making the game, there are always 5 nights, and I make sure that those nights are beatable. I make sure that the 6th night is beatable. I make sure that Nightmare mode.
But he never does it for custom night.
But as far as as far as setting all the the difficulties all to 20, it's never been a goal to make it possible. And really, one of the main reasons is because if I ever get to a point where I could beat it, then everybody else would beat it within the first 12 hours of the game being released.
Yeah.
I mean, me being able to beat something is not a super
not the goal.
Bar to clear as far as someone else being able to come along and beat it. With Ultimate Custom Night, it was really tricky because unlike the other games, there was a burden on me to make sure that it could be beaten, and this is one of the areas where I think all these years of designing games really benefited me, because even though I could never beat it, and I still can't beat it, everything was designed in such a way to where I was 99.9% confident that nothing was going to conflict with something else in a way to where it would genuinely make it impossible. And with one exception, one oversight might have been
one exception.
Coin collection.
Coin collection.
Because I think I do agree that it might have actually been impossible to collect enough coins, but other mechanics provided kind of a backdoor to solve that. Being able to keep something on your camera and them not moving, that is intentional. It might have been used in ways that I hadn't intended, but it was intentional, because obviously you don't want to have a character on screen and then suddenly pull down your screen and jump scare you. That
Oh,
would be
yeah.
teleporting. It gives you know, it's kind of immersion breaking if something is one place. You know, so the idea of locking them in place by watching them is a game mechanic, and it was used by everybody in a really clever way to kind of bypass mechanics that might have otherwise made the experience unplayable.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's awesome to know. So the watching the plushies was intentional, where they couldn't get you, basically.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, and like Lefty is. There are several characters that that way. Lefty is one of them also. As long as you keep the camera on Lefty, Lefty will never attack you.
Wow.
I mean, that's kind of been a feature.
Just keep the camera on Lefty. Wow.
Pretty much all of the games, or at least many of them.
Yeah. I think you could actually get 30 Faz coins. By the way, I didn't try that though, because what we did was we kept lifting up the monitor, which made BB and JJ and Helpy spawn.
Right.
So we just, you know, we could get 10 Faz coins for the death coin in literally 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think it is possible to get the plushies if you just.
Yeah,
you know.
it'd be pretty hard though.
I think it was like a month ago that someone finally beat Custom Night for Sister Location before the patch came out.
Wow.
Oh
You know,
yes,
because
I saw
originally
that. Yeah, with the power.
You know,
Yeah.
someone did that. So I'm sure that, you know, so who knows, maybe 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years down the road, someone's going to take it upon themselves to beat Custom Night, you know, no death coin.
Yep. Somebody's already done it.
Just really torment themselves with that, and that'll be interesting.
Yeah. That's not going to be me. Just let you know that.
It's not going to be you? Come on, man.
Well, I would do it in front of a bear, but you know.
Oh, do it again, Daka.
No, you've served your time.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I would be able to, honestly. Maybe like for a charity stream, like something like that, I could maybe do something with it. But yeah, Ultimate Custom Night, one of my favourite games, by the way. In
Definitely.
the series. It's on the top for me.
Good.
Really, really awesome, and a nice send off as well, Scott. Bringing them all together.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here I'm gonna leave now. Just kidding. I'm watching it till the end.
You know, and I feel like it was a great send-off to the game, and I think it's left a lot of people satisfied as well. Though that's a point I wanted to make. I'm satisfied, just letting you know that, and I think a lot of people are satisfied with this too. Like, you know, we understand that it's the last one.
Last one.
Yeah. Speaking about it being the last.
That's all that matters to me. So I'm glad to hear that.
Awesome. You mentioned
future. Here we go.
During the
This is the most important part.
You've watched MatPat's theories and stuff. Has there ever been a theorist or somebody you've watched on YouTube and you thought, you know what, this is actually quite close, or like very accurate to the story I wanted to tell, or something like that? Like if they were right, close to being right, or something.
Yeah, but I can't say anything whenever I see that.
Can't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I can't jump in and confirm it, because then people would stop caring at all. Then they would just wait for me to
to say something.
So so I would just have to look at that. That's why I would just have to look at that comment and just kind of nod to myself,
okay.
like, you got it. You know, you got it right, friend. But
you can't say anything.
But no one's gonna ever know. You know?
Has that been hard to do that, to stop yourself from, you know,
releasing stuff,
trying to reveal stuff? Because I remember a while ago, in the MatPat's live stream, when
you updated FNaF World,
putting things on the website about like some little hints and stuff to try and like guide us to the right direction. but we still never got it.
It has been difficult, and the times that I have tried to step in and say something have usually been mistakes. Because that's part of the fun of it, right? You know, people. Yeah,
it's theorizing.
You know, the discussion
in a nutshell
is just as much fun as. Well, that's what it's all about. You know, people really enjoy that, and the times that I've stepped into I don't know. I've learned to just focus on making the games.
Yeah.
And let the community do the talking, and they really enjoy that. But yeah, but sometimes I'll see, like I said, sometimes I'll see someone say something that was way
pretty
out
close
there, and I want to jump in and say, no,
no, it's all wrong.
not, like one of the big things for a while was, you know, whenever Sister Location first came out, there was adult theory, you know.
Oh God, no.
You know, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh no, you know, and it wasn't completely off base. Like, I could see where it was being derived from, so it's not like it was someone just
oh
trying
no,
to
that's what
cause
Scott
trouble
thought.
for no reason.
Yeah.
It was just a theory, but I was like I have to step in, like I have to do something to fix this right away, and my response to that, to fix it, evolved into, you know, a pretty simple solution. I would just release a new teaser that would just kind of steer it in the correct direction. You know, and that is the right way to handle it. It's not to directly interact with the community, but to just release a new teaser, you know, that just kind of guides it back. And I did that very soon.
Scott knows what he's doing.
A couple of days after adult theory gaining popularity, and I kind of guided it back to where it was supposed to be. Yeah, and then like I said, sometimes someone would get a good idea, but I can't say anything about that either. You know, I've just tried to monitor the community.
The interview is almost over,
the theories, and then when the group as a whole starts getting the wrong idea,
then he steps in.
You know, sometimes it just means that I need to do a better job of storytelling, and then I try to use that as kind of course correction for the next thing that I do to guide the story the right way, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Have I ever been right on anything?
Daco.
Like, close to anything at all? Or have I just been completely wrong for 4 years?
That's a difficult question to answer, because there are really two kinds of people there are two kinds of theorists, you know? One kind is the kind of viewer or member or whatever who takes all the known facts and only uses those to put together a storyline. Yeah. You know, which is kind of
somewhat
what
me.
Matt Pat does.
Yeah.
And then the other kind is taking those few facts and then you just ad-libbing a lot more, taking more creative freedom as to where the story might go. Yeah, yeah. You know, so in other words, one type is trying to figure out what happened, and the other type is the kind that tries to figure out what might happen, like after another 6 months or after another year, after the next game or whatever, you know, and then try to figure it all out. So one is much more speculative than the other. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Speculation, so that's what we called it, yeah.
You know, that being the case, it's hard to gauge people as how right or how wrong they were whenever whenever a lot of people are, you know, obviously adding a lot more of their own imagination to the mix, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I cannot, all right, I'll say this, I cannot remember a time whenever I watched one of your theory videos and just rolled my eyes like, oh my gosh, you know.
Okay. Good.
You know, he lost it, you know, so.
Okay, I'll take that,
That's good feedback, Daco.
Because I'm like, I just do videos on just ideas and stuff. Like, if I have an idea, I just say it. Because I like to try and make the community expand more. Do you know what I mean? Not just set their mind on one idea. Like, you know, with any theory, there's always multiple ideas to something. And that's what I tried to do with Ultimate Custom Night and stuff recently. Is try to give the community ideas to have their own judgment on the game. I think MatPat has a lot of pressure to just do one. Yeah,
MatPat is
set plan.
Just has to solve everything.
If he tries to go with other ideas and stuff, his audience start to think like, well, hold on here, you're going all over the place. You're telling us loads of ideas and not just one solid idea.
Well, I mean, he you know, he's got a lot more pressure on him, obviously, just because of, you know, the audience. Yeah. You know, that goes with anything else. There's always going to be a lot more pressure on him and a lot more scrutiny and a lot more criticism, you know, focused on him. You know, I think he's managed it really well without.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I think he's done really well. You know, and yeah, like I was saying, that's why it's hard to tell you if you've ever been really right or really wrong, because you lean more into the speculative crowd.
Yeah. Speculative.
Your theories are much more speculative about what could be going on rather than trying to put together solid timelines and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question I'd like to ask is, how is the movie going?
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people have been.
The movie's been going really well. You know, the first few years of the franchise, everybody was trying to.
My face is in my screen right now.
As fast as possible, like to catch the hype wave and stuff. But now looking back, I'm really glad that didn't happen, because something I've really started to come to want over these last few years is I want that movie to be able to stand on its own as a good.
That's what he said. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on another movie video, guys.
Part of the franchise, you know, because then, you know, for instance, you know, if you were to make a movie that just had the name Five Nights at Freddy's without a whole lot of emphasis on the quality of the movie itself, then yeah, if it happened during
this movie's going to be really good.
Five Nights at Freddy's, it would do really well. But if the franchise as a whole, you know, had waned a little bit, then the movie wouldn't do well either. Like, I want the movie to stand on its own. Yeah. I want the movie to be good on its own right. I want it to be a great movie. And for that reason, I'm really glad it didn't happen in those first few years, because I think too much emphasis would have been placed on getting it out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the challenges with the movie, and one of the reasons why it has taken so long, it's actually really difficult to make a script of this. I've had the privilege of working with a couple
I agree. Scripts are hard.
Studios now, obviously, talk to a lot of directors. I've had a lot of scripts come across my desk. I've had a lot of ideas pitched. And, you know, one of the biggest challenges, and I've written 3 scripts on my own.
3 scripts? Wow.
And I've struggled, honestly, with the same problem as lots of these other directors, which is just the fact that with 8 games, 5 books, including the security log book and the I forget the name
Freddy
of the other
Files.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, so with the 8 games, 5 books, you know, just over thousands of videos and fan theories and this and that and timelines and all this stuff. Too many, you know.
Too much stuff. It's overloading.
The people I work with so far have either looked at it all, been completely overwhelmed, and decided to do something completely original, just start completely over, and obviously that doesn't work.
Yeah,
and
Scott doesn't like that.
A couple other guys have tried to incorporate everything into some, you know, master script that includes every game, you know, every aspect, every character, every idea, and obviously that doesn't work either, because then it's just a, you know, dumpster fire. It's just too much to squeeze into 2 hours. You can't do it. You know, you cannot do it.
There'll be a sequel for sure.
You know, originally the script was going to be based on the books, which eventually I decided was not the way to go.
Books.
You know, the books were originally designed for people who just wanted extra stories. You know, they wanted a little bit more detail, more story, but that was never intended to be the definitive story of Five Nights at Freddy's. And people who go to see the movie aren't going to want to see a retelling of the books. They're going to want to see the first game. They're going to want to see a retelling of the story that got them into
Hell yeah, I'm right along that line, dude.
The right atmosphere, the right characters, and that's what people are going to want. And ideally, if the first movie does really well, I think it would work great as a trilogy.
Yes. Yes. Scott.
Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and Five Nights at Freddy's 3, based on the first 3 games. I'm not going to go into the first movie with that mentality, though. You know, I've seen too many good movies get kind of sidetracked by trying to set up future
Hotel
movies.
Transylvania 2, freaking 3. There's a lot of bad sequels.
This first one. But yeah, I've seen some interesting things, and I'm going to try to be really careful, you know, not to sound critical of some of the ideas that I've seen, because, like I said, you know, there were a lot of challenges to writing a script for this, even for me, because there's just so much information.
Yeah.
But there are some things that I'm really glad never made it. You know, and one of them being that something that I actually heard on.
What is it? What is it?
Matt Pat on a live stream was musing about bad ideas that could potentially happen.
What is it?
In a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and one of the ones that he just brushed off and laughed about was the idea of plush toys coming to life. And I heard that.
Plush toys coming to life.
I wanted to jump in and say something, but I knew that I couldn't, because
why would that be
actually could have happened? You know, it wasn't a.
That wouldn't have been a good movie.
Somebody had that idea and could have implemented it, and there wouldn't have been a whole lot that I could have done about it at the time. So that's a scary thought, and that's kind of the risk, you know, that's kind of the risk of not really understanding.
I agree with Scott
really well, and then trying to come up with something that's I don't know, that would have been that would have been really bad. Yeah, I heard him mention that comment on his live stream. I was thinking to myself, you have no idea that actually almost happened. That specific idea, plush toys coming to life and taking over Manhattan, that actually almost happened.
That would have been not a very good movie.
I actually kind of want to see that now, though.
Same here, but
well, you know, I don't know. It just maybe it would work better with a different name. But
it would have worked better in animation.
So talented and stuff. Maybe they could make a little cartoon or something.
No, yeah, it is dead. Everybody's watching the interview.
As a joke.
Guys, if you're still here, comment hashtag I'm still here.
Yeah, but in short, though, I think that everything's where it needs to be right now. You know.
So what's next?
What's next? Let's go.
Any future projects or anything that you're working on?
I'm gonna try to take life a little easier. I think I did finally get a couple of big deals signed with some companies. And
big deals.
I'll be able to provide details on that later. But there are a few big things in the works that are happening right now, which is the virtual reality game.
Virtual reality
is going, and
it's coming.
Augmented reality game is going. I know most people.
VR is coming.
You know, the only example they can think of for augmented reality would be Pokemon Go. You know, but really,
VR and mobile FNaF game confirmed.
Phone and
you see it
kind of overlaid on the screen.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of half and half between what you're really seeing and then something superimposed. So, I don't think it's not going to have
virtual reality, augmented reality.
You're not going to be running through the bushes in your neighbor's yard trying to catch prey fast or anything like that. You know, it's going to be something. I'm thinking it'll be kind of like a party game, something to do with your friends. You know,
party game. I'm like
creeping through your house, and then somebody's going to jump out at you.
Yeah.
But,
yes.
That's in the early stages.
Yes.
I think it's going to be really cool. So that's in the works, and I'm in talks with a company right now to start porting Five Nights at Freddy's to some major consoles right now.
Let's go!
I'm gonna hold up on that because until I have more details on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really encouraged by that. For the longest time, I wasn't willing to sign on with any companies because I was keeping the series too tight under wraps. I really wanted to be protective of the story. I didn't want other companies to come in and add characters. I didn't want other companies to come in and add storylines.
Yeah.
And I'm still holding on to that. My deals with them are very, very specific.
Yes.
They don't have.
Oh, I'm so excited, guys! There's gonna be so much FNaF news coming out soon.
But I am more open to getting help now. I'm more open to letting other companies do what I can't do. Like, I don't know how to make an augmented reality game. I can't do that on my own. I don't know how to make a virtual reality game. I can't do that on my own.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm working really closely. I've done my best to pick really good people to work with. So, yeah, good things.
Exciting, very exciting. So. We've got the VR, the AR, the movie.
So much stuff coming out. No more games, but still a lot of stuff.
So yeah, really excited. So I think a lot of people are going to be excited for those, definitely. If you could get the second, I think you've just answered this, but this is a little bit different. If you could get a second chance to go back to 2013, 14. Would you do it all over again in the same way?
Would you do it all over again?
I don't know. I don't think I'd go back and. I mean, obviously there are little details I want to maybe polish up on, but no, I wouldn't change anything. I
agree with Scott.
In 2014, I think I mentioned this on an online interview, but I was considering making another Legacy of Flan game, which is some series I used to make, some obscure series I used to work on many years ago that like 2 people know about. Or work on another, or work on the sequel to Death's Hope, or make an indie horror game, featuring security cameras, and that was a long decision, and it could have gone any direction, and then I chose the indie horror game, and then same thing with the sequel. After I made the first one, I almost didn't make a sequel to it. I was considering 2 or 3 different game ideas, but no, you know, everything turned out for the best. I think I wouldn't go back and mess with it.
Did your family, through the course of these years, give you any good ideas, or like did they implement anything in any way, or influence the story?
Well, I will tell you, my oldest son Ian, he contributed an idea for the first game that has become iconic to the series, and the series could not go on without it.
Really?
And I need to take a moment to give
Is
him
it a
full
camera?
credit for that. My son Ian, after they had been beta testing, I was like, hey, so do you guys have any suggestions for anything? Like, what do y'all think I should add to this? And Ian said, you should make it so that when you click on Freddy's nose, it honks.
Oh!
And I was like, oh. Like
that was where it came from.
And now the rest is history.
Wow.
Freddy's nose. Like, it's become just, you know.
We all expect it, yeah.
Scott's children came up with the FNaF honk noise.
Big shout out to Ian for
Thank you, Ian.
coming up with that.
Thank you so much, Ian.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, it's just, you know, it's just nice to have a support group. It's great to have people around you to support you. Yeah, I mean, that's really the most important thing, even more important than directly contributing ideas. It's just, you know, people who are around you and love you and support you and they encourage you to.
That's right.
Try one more time. You know.
That's right, Scott.
Can't find anything more valuable than that.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. Yeah. Do you have any favourite games?
Favorite games?
I think you said before that you liked Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Am I completely wrong here?
All right. Well, I'm definitely a retro gamer.
Retro gamer.
Pick a system to play on. I never go beyond Super Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I'm stuck in 1990.
My boy.
I have my Nintendo and I have my Super Nintendo. All the games that I play are on those two. And yeah, and I pick a game every once in a while that I'll try to really, you know, master whatever. Yeah, Mega Man 3 was my big accomplishment. I could play through that game buster on. Very proud of it.
Dang.
And only recently, I know this will be really random, but recently I found a new gem that defeated me as a kid, which is UN Squadron on Super Nintendo. It's a
UN Squadron
airplane game. You know, used to tear me apart as a kid, you know, but now I've been really playing that every day and dedicating myself to it, and I beat it on normal mode. Now I'm fighting through on hard mode. You know, just whenever I get a chance. I don't have a whole lot of time to play games.
I mean, a few days ago, by the way, on the Reddit, a lot of people were posting things about your birthday.
Oh, right? Scott, happy birthday,
a lot
man.
Of people would like to know when your birthday actually is, if you're allowed to say. It's just so we, you know, we can say happy birthday.
Okay. Yeah, there's been a lot of confusion.
When is Scott's birthday?
Yes, because depending on what year you would try to look me up, a different birthday would appear on Wikipedia.
Yeah. In
a different picture.
Yes, the original picture. Yep, I remember that.
so I'll just tell it.
Knuckles Baron, you can check out the original interview in the description if you don't want to hear my sorry excuse for a voice. Alright, just letting you know.
Right now, my birthday is February 31st.
February 31st.
For some reason, I've always thought it was like summer. For some reason. So February, awesome. Okay, so that's the wrap for the interview. Apart from
there it is.
One final thing, would you like to say any final thoughts?
That was great.
To the people.
I think I would just like to make sure everybody out there knows how much I really appreciate.
Oh, Scott.
This fan base.
Scott.
Just how much I appreciate all of the support. Before
Scott, we love you.
The Freddy stuff had started, and I had just made the Desolate Hope. I was online and I found one piece of fan art that someone had made of the Desolate Hope characters. You know, just randomly. I have no idea who it was. I have no idea what happened to that picture. But, you know, that was so special to me, seeing that someone out there had enjoyed that game and drawn one of those characters. Like, that was just incredible.
I'm going to show you guys some fan art that somebody sent me
my month.
after the stream.
You know, and so now to be able to, you know, go online and just see this, you know, incredible community of people, you know, with people that have 10 times the artistic talent as I do.
I feel the same way, man.
With all this, you know, with this fan art, you know, these fan games, you know, I mean, there are some incredible games out there, and I don't want to, like, I'm scared to mention names of anything because I know that I'm going to leave out important, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like seeing these, you know, insane
Bendy and the Ink
games
Machine,
that Nixon
dude.
comes up with.
Yeah.
You know?
Cuphead, man.
You know, and I've always heard nothing but good things about, like, the storylines in Pop Goes.
Pop Goes.
And then, you know, the artistic direction of games like Flumpties.
Flumpties.
You know, and this, like, everybody has these specialties where they just
sorry,
flourish
Fax,
in the
I gotta
stuff
eat.
that they make, you know, and like you go into Game Jolt and just see these pages of all these really cool, and you know, and I picked out a few, but you know, because you know, those are probably the more
My friend, this
members of the
guy,
community, but you know, I don't want to overlook people who are up and coming game designers who decide to make fan games as their first game. You know, and what an honor that is. You know, what an incredible honor that is for someone to want to be a game developer and to have their first couple of games be a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. You know, it's just such an honor. And like I said, just the incredible artistic community, like on DeviantArt, and anytime I go on Reddit, just these illustrations that people make. And you know, and I've been fortunate enough to snag a couple of those artists to do official artwork for me.
Wow.
But you know, and you know, and the memes are great too.
Memes.
I'm very fortunate to see myself featured in memes. You know, not many people get to say that, and to see my characters featured in memes. So that's always exciting.
FNaF memes, dude. Scott encourages them.
But yeah, you know, and just the YouTube community, just, you know, amazing. I mean, you know,
you,
Razbowski, the Ryans, you know, Corey Kenshin, you know, Fusion, just this whole community of great YouTubers have just been so supportive over the years. Yeah, I'm just blessed. I'm just really blessed.
Oh, thanks,
so
Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be surrounded by just such an incredibly talented community. Yeah, it's just been an amazing experience. It really has been.
Yeah, and for many years to come, by the way, Scott, like, we'll always be supportive.
I'll be here.
Of the community and you. Always.
I'll be here.
Well, I'm going to try not to let you guys down, but I hope, you know, I mean, I don't always get these things just right, but I hope everybody in the community believes at least that, you know, just like what I said, you know, how I've been trying to write this script. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean the movie's going to be perfect, and it doesn't mean that these next few games are going to be perfect. But I hope everybody at least believes that my number one goal is to make sure that I don't let it.
Did he just say these next few games? So Scott is actually working on more stuff. Ooh. Or he's maybe talking about the virtual and augmented reality.
Anybody out there down, you know, I know that a lot of people enjoy these characters, enjoy these games, and that means the world to me. I'm just going to try not to let anybody down. That's always at the forefront of all of my thoughts, just making sure that I do right by everybody.
So yeah, thank you so much, Scott. I really do appreciate it. You know, it's been a long interview, and I really do appreciate the fact that, you know, you took the time to do this. It means a lot to me and everybody watching.
Definitely.
Well, I hope I haven't misspoke anywhere. I hope the fan base will forgive me if I overcomplicate at some point. The last thing I want to do is see a flame war erupt on Reddit right after this interview with everybody taking something that I said. So let me just make the disclaimer again. Like, no lore has been hidden in this interview. Like, this is all off the cuff. Nothing was pre-planned. You know, and this is just some guy, you know, talking about his experiences making the game series. So I hope nobody will read, you know, too much into that, you know. But yeah,
you did confirm a lot of stuff, though, Scott.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you very much. And yeah, and that's what the community's like. That they try and think about things too much. So yeah.
Well, and I've done that. That's my fault. You know, this is what I have created. You know?
Curious people. I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
That's it,
about
guys.
Everything. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I really hope that the interview has satisfied you. You know, because there's been a lot of hype for this, so hopefully, like, the questions were good and, you know, everything was perfect for you guys. So yeah. Thanks for watching.
That was a great interview, guys. That was an amazing interview. I know my food is there. I'm going to eat in a little bit.
What's
Just
going
give
on,
me a little
guys?
second.
Your Cawthon again. Hope you're fantastic today, and well.
All right, real quick, I just want to see if Scott commented anything. Did Scott? Yeah, he did. I hope you all enjoyed the video, you know. All right, and I want to see the first part where he first joins, dude. That was the best part of this entire video.
Hello?
Hello. If you're hearing this, that means that you beat 50/20 mode, and I have to do an interview now, which I'm kind of uncomfortable with, but I'm gonna do it. Forget it. Okay, I'm done with the phone guy shtick. So.
Oh, that was amazing, dude. That was freaking cool. This was a great interview, man. Scott really does genuinely care about his fans, man. This guy's the best. But anyways, like I promised, guys, I'm gonna be checking out some fan art that you guys sent me because, guys, I just really need to show this stuff off. So I'm gonna find it real quick. So yeah, that was an amazing interview. I really enjoyed that. Not really too lore heavy, which I guess would be the only downside. But bro, there was still a lot confirmed in this thing. I'm pretty sure I have the art saved somewhere on my desktop. I might have accidentally deleted it. But dude, it is just amazing, the fan art that you guys sent me, bro. Let's see if I can go and access my files. You guys can leave now if you came only for the interview. Now it's just going to be me talking to you guys about what happened in the interview and such. I don't know if it'll show my password. I hope it doesn't show my password while I log into Discord. But yeah, that was an amazing interview. I had a great time. It was a great time. I can't believe a bunch of things were confirmed. We've got an update on the movie. We've got an L-chip plush. We've got a lot of information regarding the first couple games. So yeah, there's been a lot actually confirmed. We've got a VR is coming. I thought it was canceled. And then console ports aren't really done, but they're on their way. So that's good to know. Come on, Discord. I'll just close this out meanwhile. That was a freaking great interview, guys. That was an amazing interview. But like I said, we've got the augmented reality game, which actually I didn't know about. I actually did not know about the augmented reality game. What has happened to Discord? It has completely messed up on me. We'll just reboot that. But yeah, so Discord is not loading up, number one. And so it turns out that oh, there it goes. It turns out that there's going to be an augmented reality game as well as VR. So VR and then augmented reality for people who can't afford VR. So let's see if I can actually put my information in without it showing up on stream because I don't want you guys to see my password or anything like that. I'm also not a fast typer either. Okay, no, it doesn't show up, so we're safe. Okay, so here we go. We can log in now. And yeah, I'm gonna check out that fan art that one person sent. I actually put it in Nathan's Pizzeria. Thank you guys for sticking with me for pretty much the entire stream, guys. I really appreciate that. You know, I know we had a little bit of problems in the beginning, but we finally got it going. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me all this time as well, just with me on YouTube as well. And I hope my reaction was good enough. I don't know if it was good enough. But yeah, I'm going to check out that fan art that you guys sent for me. It's absolutely insane, guys. It really is. Just like Scott, I never take advantage of all the people who watch my videos. And just a bit of a sneak peek for you guys. Yeah, it's coming. It's freaking coming. The movie video part 2. I found a bunch more information. Sneak peek for you guys. And I did that meme, which was utterly ridiculous. Here's another sneak peek. There's a brand new outro that I've been working on for you guys. This was actually going to be the thumbnail for this video, but I ended up scrapping it. Thanks for making that for me, Mason. Oh, yep, that was from a different video. July 4th at Baby's canceled project, but it was still pretty fun to work on. Here it is. Here is the fan art, guys. This is absolutely insane, dude. I can't believe that @Kermit Did Dead Meme made this for me. It's crazy. It was on a FNaF World live stream that I did. I was doing the Magic Rainbow, guys. Look at that. That's absolutely insane. I'll probably set it as like a background or something, man, because I really appreciate whoever made that for me. I really do. And then let's see if there's anything else. Okay, no, I did reset this. So a lot of the stuff is actually gone. So there's the interview. Mason was kind enough to post that. Let's see here. I guess what I'll do is I'll jump in the Discord to talk to you guys because it's been a while, actually. By the way, stay out of the filthy restrooms. There's nothing but stuff that'll get you demonetized in there. But yeah, I'm going to jump on the voice chat so I can talk to some of you guys. So definitely jump on the voice chat so you guys can talk to me for a little bit. And then I'll have to go eat. But this seems like the appropriate stream to do this on. I hope I can connect. My Wi-Fi's been pretty bad. Hey, how's it going, guys? How's it going, guys? How y'all doing? I know I need to eat my lunch. I'll be eating my lunch in a little bit. I just want to talk to everybody who watched the video for about 10 minutes. How's it going? How you doing?
Doing good.
Did you enjoy the stream?
Yes, I did, but I forgot how long did I watched it because it's already like 5 o'clock where I'm at.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. It's,
Yeah, I watched the entire stream. I heard bits and pieces of it while I was, like, doing my animation and such.
Oh, I see. Yeah, definitely show me that animation, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't like uploading them to YouTube. I usually like keeping them on my computer because I like showing them to my class and everything.
Oh, I see.
But I'm gonna find one of the smaller files since I only have an 8 megabyte sending file thing because of Discord.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true. Just link it on MediaFire. That's what I would do.
Oh, link it on MediaFire. Okay.
For the people asking about the Discord is in the description. It says Nathan's Pizzeria right next to it, so that's where the Discord is if you guys want to come chat with me for a little bit. I'll be on here for about 15 minutes, but then I gotta go eat because I'm very hungry and it's 2 o'clock. It's basically right around dinner time. But dude, what do you think about this interview? This was a crazy interview.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, but I don't really have a good opinion about it. I don't have opinion at all about it.
Oh, so it was just an interview for you? You didn't... I found it interesting.
I like the I can't speak today. 1 second.
I found it really interesting that the VR is still being worked on.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly thought VR was canceled. I thought Scott had canned it because there wasn't really anything about it, but actually he's been working on it in the background, dude. There's still a FNaF VR coming out. And an augmented reality.
Okay, augmented reality. But the weird thing is, the weirdest part, in my opinion, in the interview was they were talking about FNaF World. That was the weirdest.
FNaF World was one of his games, you know, and it is FNaF related.
It was like, it's just kind of forgotten by the fandom until he just brought it up.
I still want a sequel, but I'm probably like the only one.
Yeah, I remember what I was talking about back in a couple of live streams ago. I still have it on my laptop.
Oh, yeah, that's right, huh? I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. It was like the 5K stream, yeah.
Yeah, that stream sucked. This is actually a really good stream.
You only got 5 hours of sleep.
I'm going to do reactions more because they're super fun to do. And I think this was a great stream. I really enjoyed this stream.
Yeah, it was actually better than the 5K one. That was like...
the 5K one, we're not even going to talk about that one, bro.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk about it.
It was really bad. Let's be completely honest here.
Yeah.
It was a terrible live stream.
I joined the realm like a couple of days ago, and I see that you upgraded the house. Built the house again.
Yeah, I did. I've been working on it secretly in the background, just like Scott is with a bunch of his projects. But overall, that was a great interview. I really enjoyed that interview.
Yeah.
It was really cool to hear Scott speak and his phone guy impression, dude. That was amazing.
Yeah.
His phone guy, he sounded like phone guy. He really did.
Because he is.
Even after all these years.
Yeah, after 4 years.
After 4 years, he still can go, hello. Like, you know, he's so good at it.
I didn't know how long it's been since FNaF, and it's been 4 years. 4 freaking years.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That was like I said, the interview was really well done. I did have a couple problems with the video was glitching a little bit in the stream, but I hope that doesn't bother you guys too much.
The video and the voices.
I hope that doesn't bother you guys too much. But yeah, I think
it doesn't really bother me.
I'd say that we could expect more from FNaF, but not like game wise, unfortunately. I think FNaF is done with games.
And all the off-topic stuff.
Yeah. But you know what? There probably will be a movie game, right? No?
Yeah, maybe, because I was actually thinking about that a couple days ago.
Yeah, like a game based on the movie. That would be fun to do.
Yeah, I was like, I had a couple days ago, I had this little FNaF like craze for like a day, and I remember when I was in the shower, I was thinking maybe there will be a game about the movie.
Yeah, you know what? What Scott should have done is he should have made the movie himself. Like he should have animated it because he said he was an animator, so he should have animated the movie. Wouldn't that have been great? That would have been so cool.
Yeah, because for some odd reason it just reminded me of DC movies. The live-action ones are awful, but the animated ones are awesome.
But then again, he's not very good at like rendering people, and it probably would have been a hard task for him to do on his own.
Yeah,
but that still would have been really cool.
Not the people.
Yeah, still would have been kind of cool though, don't you think?
Yeah, even for like 2 minutes of a movie, like a short film, I don't care. If he animated it, it would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, bro.
Yeah, I don't care how long it is. If he animates it, it'll be good. Because he'll probably animate the animatronics. I want to see the movement of it and everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, bro.
Imagine, like, Freddy just, like, slowly walking, like, through the hallway with a robotic look.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy, bro. I hope
like,
he does do... I hope he does do like more trailers in the future so we can like see more things.
Yeah, because we haven't seen a trailer. We only started like a few teaser pictures.
Yeah, maybe he'll do like a trailer for the VR game or something like that. But I'd say that FNaF still has a couple more years left in it. Maybe more, maybe like 4, 5, 6 years. But Scott did say he wants to work on more projects. So we'll see what he comes up with next.
What I think is because sometimes movies are better if the trend has died. Like with the Angry Birds movie.
Yeah.
Nobody looked it up until with the Angry Birds movie came out, everything went skyrocketed.
Yeah, that was actually the original script for the sequel of the movie update was actually going to be me explaining why the movie wouldn't fail, which was because of that very reason that old movies old topics that go out of existence but then come back later, how their movies do really good. But I ended up scrapping it because the script wasn't good at all. And like I said, guys, there's going to be a brand new movie video dropping sometime this week. I'm not sure exactly when, but very soon. And I might actually come back later today and I might live stream FNaF 1, but that's not a definite thing. But we'll see what happens with that.
So I got a question about the little script thing when you said the script was done and everything.
Yeah, what's up?
So am I still reading it? Like, because you said I'm the speaker of I'm the narration.
Yeah, you can totally read a lot of it. It's more written in first person, like I'm saying everything, but I can do a couple rewrites, and I can see if I could get you to say something in it.
Some of it, I don't care. I want to have I don't care if I'm in a video, but I just don't really care. But it'd be good if I was in a video. You're
in this video. Congratulations.
Oh, wait, good point. I meant like a real video, not like a live stream.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can totally be in a real video. All of you guys out there watching, contact me on email, get to me on Discord, and you guys can all be in a video. I really have no problem with that. If anybody wants to read anything, if anyone wants to provide graphics, dude, if anyone wants to do anything at all, dude, I am way up for it. If you guys want to contact me on my email, awesomegamerdudepc@gmail.com. I'll type it in the chat right now.
Yeah,
awesome.
So unlike other YouTubers, he cares about them and actually communicates with them.
Or are you talking about me or Scott?
Yeah, I'm talking about like other YouTubers. Like some other YouTubers don't care about their audience and don't care about communicating about it.
Right. Yeah, I always want to get everybody involved. I always want people to come in and you know, share their talent. So guys, like I said, if you guys want to contact me, there's my email right there. But that just about does it for the stream. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark, so I think it's right about time that I should end it. Thank you for joining Fax the Skeleton. If you want to, bye. See you guys. Like I said, thank you all for joining the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. This was an amazing video, guys. Be sure to give it a big ol' like and subscribe. That's not what I meant to say. I will leave a link in the description for the original interview if you guys want to watch it without me talking, because I know I kind of made it a little bothersome. I talked like every second, but I just kind of wanted to get my reactions in there, guys. But yeah, guys, thank you all for selecting Awesomegamerdude. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for 25 likes on this video. Absolutely insane. There goes the phone. But yeah, guys, thank you all for everything.
I have to say something real quick.
You gotta say something? What's up?
Despacito.
Despacito, okay. And yeah, thank you guys for everything. Stay awesome. That's not what I meant to say, but thank you for selecting Awesomegamerdude, and I'll see you all back here real soon. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining the stream. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.